Moving on to the event industry and
Yes.
exhibitions. So I've run trade shows, consumer shows. You've hosted.
Well, we've worked together, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. So that industry's been decimated.
That's the only reason I'm doing it. Do I get the negatives back after this?
Hopefully we'll get you on to host some shows. We understand shows can't happen, and it's been great that furloughs happen and all that, but there's been a raft, probably 2 to 3 million people and a lot from the events and exhibition space. I'm not talking hospitality for a minute, that have not benefited at all because they're freelancers, sole traders, the riggers, the audio visual people, the people that put on stages, all that sort of stuff. They've really struggled and they've been left behind. You might have read there's been an organisation called UK, and there's all sorts. Why do you think that is? Because Rishi Sunak's he's not stupid, and he's done some great stuff. But there's been this portion of the country and the workforce that have received nothing.
Well, when you think it was initially brought in March, and I've done a lot on this, and in fact, if you look back, Sir Keir Starmer asked a question of Boris Johnson at Prime Minister's Questions, where he referenced a caller he'd taken on LBC. And he actually said, I did the Nick Ferrari show on LBC, and I was contacted by a photographer in Dundee called Chris, who told me this. So I've done a lot on these people. My heart goes out to them.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, one of my sons finds himself partially in this situation as well. Yeah. My other lad, a bit more fortunate. Why has it happened, Dan? It was permissible in March because it was rushed in at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and 2 or 3 weeks in to achieve what they did, fantastic. Yeah. Since then, and I haven't got the figures to hand, but he certainly had 3, 4, maybe 5 reviews, and most of those people are still excluded. Yeah. Now, they have done nothing wrong. Right. They've explored a perfectly legitimate tax efficiency, which is that you pay yourself through a dividend. There's nothing illegal. Yeah. I doubt many of the people watching this pay more tax than they have to. I'm going to tell you, I make sure that my accountants, I pay my tax, but I don't overpay. I pay as much as I have to, and that's what these men and women do. And I think your industry, and I really feel we are what have we got? We've got about a month, just over a month to go to the budget, okay? He has to address this. To your people watching now, take heart. Labour are holding him to account for that. That helps. What's better is, and I hear this from MPs I speak to, some of whom on the radio, some of whom, I have text traffic with us. I've been around forever, so it's hardly surprising that a couple of the blokes or women sort of talk privately. Sure. Sometimes I can say a senior MP has told me this. I'm telling you now, and particularly Conservatives, I have a lot of people who vote for them, businessmen and businesswomen with their own businesses, and they've had enough. They kind of got it in March. They kind of understood it in the summer. Let's face it, before we know it, this will now be 12 months where in your industry, absolutely terrible, pub industry, in a way, even worse because they switched it on. So these guys went and got all their stocks on and all their beer and it all went.
At least they opened, I mean, and they had
they opened briefly, but then they bought in stocks and were told there's no Christmas. Sure. But look, this is not a race to the bottom.
No.
Gym and studio owners, publicans, as you say, events, photographers. It is terrible. There's somebody I regularly take calls from in the wedding industry. Well, I would imagine he's probably trying to hold on to his house now. So
this is it.
There was an excuse initially. Come this budget, I don't know that there can be many more excuses.